Question 7a. A solid metal sphere has a radius 9.5 centimetres. Calculate the volume of the sphere. So the volume of a sphere formula is V equals 4/3 pi r cubed, where V is volume and r is the radius. Substituting in our radius, which is 9.5 centimetres, then that gives us V equals 4/3, which is 4 divided by 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by 9.5 cubed. We can now key that into our calculator, giving us an answer of 3,591.4, rounded to one decimal place, and that's cubic centimetres. Moving on to part B. Part B tells us that the sphere is melted down to make 6 identical cylinders of height 12 centimetres. Calculate the radius of each cylinder. So to do this part of the question, we're going to use the volume of a cylinder formula, which is pi r squared h. Now, this formula is usually used to work out the volume, but in this case we're going to use it to work out the radius, which is the unknown. We know the height because it's 12 centimetres, and although we don't know the volume just yet, we will do in a moment. We're told that we get 6 cylinders from the original sphere. So since we know the volume of the original sphere, all we need to do is divide that by 6 and we'll have the volume of one of the cylinders. So we move back to our answer from the previous part. What we want to do now is divide by 6 to find the volume of one of the cylinders. Doing that on our calculator and rounding to one decimal place again, the volume of one cylinder is 598.6 cubic centimetres. So we can take that information and we're going to use that volume and substitute it in here in our formula. So we'll go ahead and do that. So our volume is 598.6, and that's equal to pi times the radius squared multiplied by the height, which is 12. That gives us 598.6 equals, and if we rearrange this slightly, we get 12 pi r squared. Switching that around, we get 12 pi r squared equals 598.6. So what we can do now is take the 12 pi, which is multiplying the r squared, move it on to the other side, which means it will change to divide, which gives us r squared equals 598.6 divided by 12 pi. We want r, not r squared, so r is the square root of 598.6 over 12 pi. So we can go ahead and do that on our calculator now. That gives us a radius on our calculator of 3.984 and so on. If we continue our practice of rounding to one decimal place, then that gives us 4.0. Our measurements are in centimetres. That's our radius to one decimal place.